just about to go see Pooleys and wish them a happy birthday.
Right.
Happy birthday, Pooleys.
Thank
How
you
are you
very
doing?
much.
It's your
very kind.
Okay, let's tell you what. Let me just put you a microphone on, then we can have a chat.
Yeah. Oh my goodness me. Okay, set fire to your jumper.
Yeah, don't set
Okay,
fire.
you've been to M&S this morning and picked up the caterpillar.
My assistant went to pick up the caterpillar. So, anyway, how are you doing?
Yeah, really good, really good. Well, thank you very much.
It is your 7th decade, isn't it?
It is our
Not you-
7th day. No.
you personally.
Yes, no. It's 7th decade. So yeah, 57. 1957 was when Robert started the business, and yeah, here we are in our 7th decade.
So,
And next year, I better blow the candle out before we do.
yeah, blow the candle
Let me
out.
put this down. But thank you very much. Yeah, 1957. Robert started it all up, and next year will be our 65th anniversary. So 9th of February.
Eat that before next year, though.
Absolutely. Well, maybe you'd like a slice a bit later. We'll have a cup of tea. We'll get the kettle
Not for
on.
me, thank you. So tell me, what were you selling back in 1957? Not that you were around.
Gosh, so it all started with knee boards. So Robert was working for de Havilland, and in his spare time, he realised that people were buying their equipment, from, he was learning to fly. He realised people were buying their equipment from Germany, from the US. There was an opening for a British company to get involved. And he started tinkering with in the de Havilland workshops on knee boards.
So it was a de Havilland knee board.
It was de Havilland knee board, really. And then he got on to fixing the old Dalton box computers.
Yeah.
So he'd get those in, he'd fix them up and sell them back on again. Then he got into charts. And then eventually set up the factory at Cranfield. He got the shop open at Elstree. People would come. It was, the only pilot shop
People
in the country.
would flock for it, build it, and they will come. So how about now? How about the LAA Rally? What's been selling at the LAA?
Well, so headsets still. People are still coming in and saying, I can't go to my club and use a club headset anymore.
No.
So they're coming in and buying their new headsets, personal headsets. Charts. Absolutely. Even in this digital era, people are still buying their paper charts.
Really?
Yeah, and still loving the fact that we fold them for them, and offer that personal service. It's been a mix of various different bits and pieces. Obviously, we've got the training manuals, and people are getting into the learning to fly, and they're buying those.
Okay, so let's talk headsets a little bit.
Yeah.
So I see you're selling Bose headsets here.
Yes,
There's lots
absolutely.
of Bose stuff all over the place. Are they selling well?
Yeah, they always do. I mean, so as you know, Bose is an A&R headset. We sell a mixture of A&R and passive headsets, and by far and above, Bose are our best-selling A&R headset. I know you use them because when I'm watching all the live streams, all the footage that you have, you've got Bose headsets on your head. But yes, I do the same. And
you'd have to remove them from my cold dead ears.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
no, they are fantastic, and the beauty of them is that they do sell themselves. Everybody, so many people have them, and so many people recommend them to other people, and as you know, that's the best form of marketing.
I think initially, to be honest, when I first started learning to fly, I had some other brand, let's call it brand X headsets, and they were fine, but they weren't that comfortable. They didn't do a very good job of noise attenuation, and I looked at the Bose, which back then wasn't the Bose A20. I think it was Bose X probably back then.
Yes,
And I thought, well, that's quite a punchy price. But that said, it just enhances the experience so much. I mean, aviation is not cheap.
No.
And if you fly for an hour with a set of Bose on and you finish, you go, actually, I heard everything and I'm relaxed. If you fly for an hour with some of the other stuff, it's like crackly audio, clamping on your head, and it's like,
No, I couldn't agree with you more. And actually, it's always that question when you're a student pilot and you're starting out, do I buy an intro, cheaper, a passive headset, or do I just take the plunge and go for it? Because it is a few hours of flying.
It is,
But actually, it'll be a few hours, from then on, it will be some beautiful flying, and you'll enjoy it so much more. As you say, you're more relaxed because you can hear everything.
It leverages the investment you're making in the flying, which is not cheap. So,
well, we all get, do you remember, we always used to get, nervous about RT and about making sure we heard what everything the air traffic control was saying, and that makes it so much easier.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I see, are people still buying these like CRPs and these protractor type things?
Yes.
This is not your museum
absolutely.
corner.
No, this is not the museum corner. No. CRP5, which is the commercial computer, absolutely, that's still part of the ATPL syllabus. With the CRP1, which is the PPL, the flying schools and the students have the choice. It's a generational. No, don't pick that up. You can do your Luke Skywalker impression.
Of course not. Who is even Luke Skywalker? I don't know.
That's it. We're going to have a Jedi battle later.
You didn't put batteries in it because you knew that people like me would come
Absolutely,
along and play with them, didn't you?
Yeah, quite right. But no, I mean, the thing I love about a company like Bose and also Garmin, who we're always promoting, is that they put back into the industry, and that's something that we're passionate about. And clearly, I know that they're sponsoring your live stream for the from the show here.
They are. Very nicely, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you to Bose and Garmin.
Yep.
From my point of view and from Pooleys' point of view, that is so important to us. And when we're all scratching around in lockdown, wondering, what we could do, we did a lot. Well, we felt we did a lot to try and support the organisations that were involved.
We all need pilots. We all need people learning to fly. The industry needs new pilots. That's the lifeblood of everything. Without that, nothing else works.
Exactly.
So we need to make the experience as accessible and as enjoyable as possible.
Yeah, that's so true. And in fact, there's an event up here in the next couple of weeks that Youth and Education Support, the youth wing of the LAA are holding. And I think they've got about 130 youngsters coming in, who are all going to get an experience of flying, which we're supporting, and they're all going to go away with a little Pooleys goodie bag. We've provided them with some charts and protractors so they can practice some navigation skills. Absolutely. But
like
I think it's brilliant.
Did.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so important to get young people into aviation. Grassroots.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for that, Sebastian.
Always a pleasure. Well, please come back and have a bit of cake later.
Happy birthday again to Pooleys.
Thank you very much. Oh, I didn't want to mention actually that it's our 65th next year, but also our flight guide. It will be our 60th anniversary of our flight guide next year.
I've got to get 2 cakes next year then.
Yeah, 2 cakes next year, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
2 caterpillars.